Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson. Welcome back to a new video. Today, we're bringing back something that I haven't done in a while again, which is the logo critique. For those of you that are new to the channel, this is a video series that we do in regards to sharing your logos and critiquing them. So you send them in with the email down below and I'll critique some of them that I see that feel that they need to be critiqued. And in rare instances, I may redesign a couple of them, but maybe not today. This video is brought to you by FreshBooks. So this first one is from Joe Gordon Design, and he has been watching my channel since I was at 12,000 subscribers, which is insane. Thank you for watching, Joe. Okay, so first of all, Joe, the problem I'm having with this is that it's way too rounded at weird points. So when you're doing design with logos, you can't just have it like rounded fully and then sharp on the ends like you've got over here. This makes it a lot more difficult for legibility. If I was to, bring this up like this, it kind of looks a bit strange and all right, but when you bring it down, it starts to look strange because you've rounded these corners. If I just go ahead and take your design, put it over here and see what we can do with it, maybe we can fix a bit of this by just unrounding your corners. Now, the only problem with this is it kind of looks like the Google logo, which, I am a fan of. Everyone's a bit of a fan of the Google logo. So I'm just going to bring this down here like that and make it so it's like this. And you've got a rounded corner down here as well, but we don't know if we want that fully rounded or what. Okay, so I like this more than your first one. The reason being is that the sharp corners make more of a sense into the cut. If you're cutting into a logo, normally you want them to be sharp unless you're wanting to give off a cartoony feel. The color scheme is monochromatic, which is cool, so it's gray. I like gray. I think gray is very in right now. If you can't tell with the color scheme of the set that we're in now, gray is very much in. And although that there is a J in there, I wouldn't class this directly as a monogram, simply being it's not really a J, it's just a G with a cut in it. A very clever cut, but it's not a J. So it kind of looks to me like the Google logo. And because it's such a simple icon, I would maybe be more inclined to functionally add more in there. You've got the G, you could have like the G here, and then you can have your name like over here. There's been this smack back down here. Even something like this. So when you're showing off a logo, you want something that you can direct people to. So this is the way that I've done it here, because it makes it easy for then the person looking at it to see it. And all I've done there is take a typeface and then shown you there that you can just put your name right underneath it. It's all about identification. If your brand isn't huge, it's very hard for people to sort of see who you are and what you do and get a feel. So if you wanted people to know who you are and your name, then this is the best way of doing it. Put your name underneath. The next one is from Fayed, and I'm going to go straight into the critique. So I don't know what this logo is for, but it's very creative. So here we've got a blocky version, so it's your initials. So I'm guessing you're a designer yourself, so you got MF. Now we're running into the same issues here. We're looking at abstract icons here, really. We're not looking at monograms. Now out of both of these, I think both of them can be used. I'm really tempted to see what we can do with them both. Let's just go ahead and copy both these artboards up a little bit. Now, I like this version of the logo because it's got that sort of tilt effect to it. So it looks like, an RGB sort of scrape look. The words come out of my head too quick. And I like the sort of composition you got there. You got the M and the F. So you've chosen very, very basic ways of doing it by using lines and dots, which is a very simplistic way. So I'm seeing a P here in this one. And the reason being is because you need to like extend this one out ever so slightly, because otherwise it's not going to functionally look like an F. It's going to look more like a P. The stem of the P here is always going to be slightly further in to the body of the text. A way to make it look like an F is just to extend this out ever so slightly like you see here. Now with the M, I would do the same. So you've got very contrasting ways of doing it, but I would think about moving these so it kind of looks more like an M, but it's very difficult to do with this. And then not only that, I would look at this and see what you can do to move these away from each other. I don't think these need to be grouped all together. Let's just move it away and give it some space. Let's scale this down, group it back together, bring it to the middle. I like the look of that. Something that I'm seeing here though on the right is that these are not real circles. So here what I would do is take this, and then instead of using this strange circle, and as you can see it's definitely not, it's got more anchor points in it than I can tell. What I would do is use real circles based on this, so to see if we can create a circle that's just the right size. So we just scale it down, bring it to the top, holding a shift, we can bring that over here. In my mind, having them an actual circles looked better and more geometric. I would always match it up with the circles or the shapes that you've already used. Other than that, I really like the look of that. It looks really cool. I think functionality wise, I would have this as black and white most of the time. Otherwise, you're going to start freaking people out as they zoom out. So it won't be useful as a fade con. But really creative way of creating type that is very simple to the point of where it becomes a logo. Good job. So this next one is from Hunter Adams, and he's an aspiring graphic artist, so he's given us his logos here. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the top ones over here. You've got some sketches up here. These look okay. I like the look of these. I think they're very wavy and a bit too wavy, but I can understand where you're coming from. I can definitely tell that's an H, although it could be looking like an N to some people. Over here, you said in your little email that you like wearing hats, so you wanted to incorporate your personality. I would stick away from that. If you're going to do that, you've got to have some identifying features, and having a hat really isn't an identifying feature, although I do wear one quite a lot. And also here, if you're looking at the logo that you've created, this now looks like HD, and it kind of looks a bit too messy. When I scroll out, you can't see it too much. You need to be careful of the legibility. So if people are going to be reading this as a D, then that's an issue. And that's because of this long part here. Probably your best one has got to be this here. And what I would do with this is just decrease the size. If you decrease the size, hopefully it will make it a bit easier for people to read it, and move this down so you've got an H and an A there. That is a more simplistic logo. Now you've got to remember, a logo has one purpose: to identify a company and to identify the person. You can try and shove all of the personality in the logo, but then you end up adding hats which don't make sense for someone that just needs a logo. I would have an H and an A in a creative way. This looks very childish there and very babyish, so I'd work out on the colors exactly what you want to do, especially when you're choosing baby blue. You may want to go towards a different color, like, I don't know, let's try and find an orange. I would suggest that that logo there is a lot better than the rest of the other ones that you've created. And all I've done was taken your idea and made it even more simple. And you've got to look at the way that people see type. When people see type, they see it a lot differently to the way that you would expect. I just want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, FreshBooks. Now, if you're watching this video, most likely you're a designer, most likely freelance, or maybe you work in-house. But regardless, you'll be doing projects and you'll be billing clients. And the way you do that is through invoicing softwares. FreshBooks is the best invoicing software that I have personally used to invoice and to gather up my expenses. FreshBooks is basically an online accounting software where you can add in all your expenses and all of your invoices. You can talk to clients directly about invoices in FreshBooks. And my favorite feature, aside from many of the other ones, is that you can see when a client has viewed your invoice. So when they don't pay you and they tell you it's because they didn't see the invoice, well, you know perfectly well that they did see that invoice. As well as that, you've got other features such as linking it to your bank account, so whenever you take money out of that one or buy something for the business, it does it automatically and it keeps that expense inside of FreshBooks for you. There are tons of features on FreshBooks that help you get paid faster and a lot easier than you would normally do. If you'd like to try FreshBooks risk-free, and I mean completely risk-free, for 30 days, completely 30 days, then click the link downstairs in the description. I keep saying saying downstairs now, so I'm going to keep going with this downstairs thing. Click that link, it helps support me and it'll also support you in your business. If you liked this video, then please press that red subscribe button down below. That is also completely free. Turning on post notifications by clicking that little bell next to it will allow you to be updated on your little mobile devices whenever I upload a video, so you can be the first to comment. And every time I do comment or go and upload a video, I'm there for about half an hour commenting on all the new comments that come through on the videos. If you'd like your logo to be featured in one of these logo critiques, then please email the email down below or downstairs in the description. See you soon. Goodbye.